All I want is the title of Soul Survivor. I will pay you $10,000 for the title. If Jeff says, Russell, you are the Soul Survivor, and I get it in paper written down that I am the Soul Survivor.
All right, Russell, first thing I got to say is you don't need to give Natalie $10,000, $100,000, any of that stuff for this title of Soul Survivor, because any fan that watched this show, that watches games, knows that you were the player out there, the only one.
The only one, for sure.
I'm asking her to ask you to tell me that I'm the Soul Survivor.
I knew you lost this game the second they cut to the reunion and we saw the look on your face. You seemed to have a pretty good idea that you knew how the votes were cast.
Yeah, I knew I lost. I knew I did. That's why I already opened up a website. Russell, what is it? Russell sucks. No.
Russell sucks. I think there are a few people that might have beat you to that URL, my man.
Yeah, that one's already out there.
Do you think that these jury members, in their heart of hearts, honestly believe that they voted for the best player?
They all came to me and said they made a mistake, except Psycho Dave, that belongs in a mental hospital, and Laura, that probably belongs right on the side of.
Who gave you your second vote, Russell? We know Shambo voted for you. Who gave you the second vote?
John.
John did.
And you know, you got to appreciate somebody that can get stabbed in the back and turn around and do the right thing. You have to appreciate that. It takes a strong person to do that. It's tough. But the problem is, I had a bunch of weak people. See, I was dealing with a double-edged sword out there. I was dealing with all these weak people that was easy to control. They were all easy to control, but they were so weak, they didn't even know how to vote once they went on the jury. So, yeah, it's going to get you there. It's going to get you to the top three, but it ain't going to get you the votes. You have people like Jason. Jason is still concerned about his socks. He's concerned about his 50-cent socks that I burnt in the fire.
All the backstabbing and pouring out water and burning socks is gameplay?
And he'll probably think about me for the rest of his life burning his socks because he's that weak of a person. That's bad. I feel sorry for the dude.
When did Jason really turn on you? Was it after you voted him out, or was it after he saw the episodes on TV?
Jason, tribe has spoken.
When he saw the episodes on TV, I would assume. You know, and the night I voted Jason out, he's sleeping in the hut almost the entire time. Not doing a dang thing in camp, not trying to find out what's going on, just thinks he's that confident that he could do whatever he wants and not get voted out. He didn't even try. He was mentally unstable out there. His father told him that he's making a huge mistake. Well, his father's a very wise man. He did make a huge mistake. He should have never went out there because now he's messed up for the rest of his life. I might even start some kind of charity where I can help these guys that's so screwed up. Like that guy, Coach, and, Jason, they need help. So we need to do something. We need to help them. What can we do? Can you help me help them?
Let me help you with the question then. If Jason was that bad, why not dump Natalie when you're going down to 4 and keep Jason to bring him with you?
Because Jason is that bad. So how could I even possibly think? I thought maybe, just maybe, they respect the game and they'll vote for me. I thought just maybe they'll respect the game and they're going to vote for me. So I'm going to bring Natalie that rode my coattails the entire time because there's no way that she can win over me. There's no way. She didn't do nothing. She didn't do squat, dude. She was terrible. It was pitiful. It's pitiful.
Obviously, things are edited down. Was there anything at that final Tribal Council we did not see?
Oh, yeah, one time. One thing at Tribal Council when Laura got voted out. Remember when Laura told me she was 90% control and I'm 10% in control?
Yep.
At Tribal Council, I looked at her before the votes were read. I looked at her and said, remember when you told me that you were 90% in control and I'm 10% in control? I said, give me a percentage now.
And what percentage did she give you?
She didn't say nothing. She didn't know what to say. RussellGotScrewed.com.
RussellGotScrewed.com. My God.
That's right.
You were basically operating under the Survivor China theory. Todd went to the finals. He backstabbed people. He blindsided people. And he owned it. He said, this is why I got rid of you. This is why I did. And people respected him for it. They gave him the $1 million. Clearly didn't happen here. And the one thing that really shocked me was when Dave gets voted out. He says Russell was born to play this game. Unbelievable. And then he doesn't vote for you.
You see that a lot. You see Monica talking about it. You see Brett talking about it. You see Dave talking about it. That's what I had to deal with. I had to deal with a bunch of weak babies. And I feel sorry for a lot of them because, seriously, I feel sorry for them because they're screwed up in life. Look at Dave. He's a genius. A genius. And don't they say something about it's a fine line between insanity and genius? Well, Dave crossed that line. He is insane. He cannot do nothing without, help from a pretty girl. Oh, you can show him that guy. Laura had him wrapped around her finger. And Laura's so bad in the game, strategically, that she couldn't even get the lead when she had an 8-4 lead. I knew that I had it made when I talked to them because I've seen that they were weak people. That's why I had weak people with me. I got rid of all the strong people.
Anything else we didn't see either between you and Jason or you and Laura, any other people off camera? Anything happening around the reunion?
I heard that Dave wanted to take my hat off and throw it in the fire. And then production walked up and said, hey, don't throw nothing else in the fire. You know why they said that? Because they know me. And I would have broke his jaw if he would have done that. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to sit around and let somebody punk me like that. That's not going to happen. I played that game with all my heart, with all my soul. That's why I was so upset. I knew that Natalie won. And it was breathtaking when I still, to hear the decision.
The winner of Survivor Samoa.
Even though I still knew it, I respect the game so much that I didn't want to hear it. And it was rough for me to hear that. And I am a tough guy. I'm not the kind of guy that cries. That's not me. But I wanted to.
What is your relationship with Natalie like now? How much sort of are you putting your anger directed, that probably should be directed at the jury? Is some of it seeping over to her? Are you having a tough time dealing with her throughout all this?
Not at all. I love Natalie.
Yeah.
And she's one of my girls. Natalie is my girl.
She's one of your dumbass blondes, right?
Yeah, but Natalie will always be a piece of Natalie in my heart. What I'm saying is that she didn't deserve to beat me in that game. That's what I'm saying.
Are you happy that if it couldn't be you, that it is her? Is she the next best person to win?
No, Brett was the next best person. Only because if he would have been there still, he would have won 4 individual immunities in a row when his butt was on the line. That means that in his weakest time on the island, he had to focus and he had to get through it and do it. So if he would have done that 4 times in a row, he would have had my vote over any of them out there.
Let's talk about something that looked a little curious. You make it to the final 3, and then we see you discussing strategy for your final Tribal Council speeches with Natalie and Mick, and telling Natalie she's got to do better, she's got to work on it, she's got to think about it. What was going on there? Because that seems like an odd thing. Like, why get her thinking about what she's going to say to the jury?
You see, I'm trying to work her right there also. I'm trying to make her put something in her mind that she really don't need to say. Something that might hurt her saying it in the jury. I'm not trying to help her. I'm trying to hurt her.
Russell, they say loose lips sink ships. One of the criticisms that could be leveled at you is that you were so impressed with yourself at times that you couldn't stop blabbing. You couldn't stop blabbing about your hidden immunity idols. You finally broke down, told Mick about how much money you were making and stuff. What was happening there?
Yeah, well, you know what? I made the final 3. I got second place, and I did what I had to do to get there. So all that stuff worked for me. It worked for me. I made it. So What do you mean? What's up?
Well,
with
I
that?
mean, you can make bad moves and still make it to the finals, as I'm sure you would agree. I mean, like, I think if you went back, you probably would change it. You wouldn't have told Mick that you were a millionaire from the oil business.
No,
Am I right?
I would have told Mick that. By telling Mick that, it was to make him really trust me. On one episode, he said Russell's a businessman. He seems like a good guy with a family, businessman. He seems like a good guy. Well, you know what? That's because I told him I had money. And I said, Mick, I don't need the money. You can trust me. And also, he thinks that he can take me because now all of a sudden he really believes me. He really trusts me because I just told him something that I should not have told him. But you know what? I didn't win the game, but it's not because I made a lot of money. That's not the reason. The reason I didn't win the game was because I had a bunch of, that word that starts with a P, a bunch of them out there.
Yeah, I can guess what that word is. How did Natalie and Jason feel then when they heard about the money you made? And then obviously they could put two and two together. Then you were lying about the Katrina thing and all that stuff. How did that play?
Natalie was okay with it.
Yeah.
She wasn't bothered with it at all. Jason, I didn't think he was bothered with it. Jason's family is like 100 million rich. So I thought for sure that Jason would be okay with it. When you start saying this guy makes too much money, he don't deserve it, then why don't we just start the game of Survivor, give the money to the poorest person there, and then, hey, let's just write them the check because they need the money. The people that say that and vote that way need to be shot.
If you could go back in your little coconut time machine on the island and play the exact same game with the same people, knowing the way they're going to react at the end, what would you do differently, Russell?
I could go out there tomorrow with the exact same tribe, and they're so stupid, I could get the same results because they're so stupid.
What would you do to guarantee that when you made it to the end this time you could get the votes?
All I could do to guarantee to win the game is bring maybe, you don't know for sure, but maybe bring Shambo and Jason. Nobody's going to vote for Jason because you checked out the game. But if I get rid of Natalie, she ain't voting for me. She's voting for Shambo. And because it's it could be a good strategic play. Shambo did well. She did the moves that she had to do. And I don't think Mick would have voted for me either because he would have eventually thought, well, you know what? Shambo did a pretty good job. Shambo would have won. So I don't think no matter how I sliced it, I was losing that game. And I still wouldn't change the way I played because I played that game as hard as I possibly could, and I would do it all over again and play the same way.
You know what, Russell, as Survivor fans, that's what we want, someone that's playing all out. There have been a few people that are the complete season of Survivor. You look at Richard Hatch, you look at Boston Rob at All-Stars, and you definitely are in that category. For entertainment value, for strategic value, you were Survivor Samoa, and it was really fun for all of us to sit and watch you do your thing, man.
Well, thank you, man, because I did give it my all. It became more than a game to me. I mean, I really took it seriously.
You're our sole survivor, Russell.
Thank you, man. There you go. That's all I wanted.
There you go. There you go.
I ain't writing you a check, though.
Come on. You can drop a 0 or 2 off there if you want.
All right. Well, maybe.
All right.
A couple of them.